Mr. Felix is a partner at Movida Group, right? And manages brands like Movida, Major, Warung Prima, Kunyit, and the Brew House. And this company has over 12 years of track record and more than 35 outlets and growing strong despite the pandemic, right? So, welcome, Mr. Felix. And if I may, I would like to perhaps ask for your opinion or insight on what compels you to try or use cicada? Was there any particular pain point that you're trying to solve for your company?
Okay, I think as the market changes and everyone pivots in the market today,
Mm,
we all talk about using data. It's a word that everyone uses very loosely, that they bring up in every meeting, but
mm,
not know how to compile the data and use it.
right.
Data is also something that we protect very dearly. Everyone keeps their data, so afraid that someone else will misuse your data. That's why we have Data Protection Act.
Mm,
And when we met the Cicada team, we meet not just them, we meet many different vendors. And we came through with Cicada because at the end of the day, we found that we had a common goal, common vision, and then there must be trust. Because I'm handing over data that competition would love to see, that people will pay big dollars to see. So there must be a trust there when we come into this partnership. We know that without using data, we will never be able to go forward because speed is of an essence, you know. So it was about finding trust first. So I spent a lot of time with Vernon's partner Justin, and we went through a lot of the usual. You know, being Malaysians, we were asked everything in the world. We questioned everything, and everything came back, and it just made sense.
mm,
It just made sense that this was a company that could help us to start to analyze our data, to start to be able to do things faster,
mm.
and sometimes also to cut down the manpower, not about so much about hours, but more about mistakes along the way. Because a lot of times I ask for a report, he has given me a report with all his work there, but there are mistakes in there because human has error, and human is judgmental. Human will pivot to their feeling that they're happy, they're not happy, out of the house, your wife fights with you, then you can't write a good report. But the data is pure. So by transacting it that way, we are able to have pure data, non-biased, which is very important for us to make decisions. And that's one of the reasons why we work so well together. Shared vision, a good partnership, and trust. Trust was a very important one.
How do you see cicada improving your company performance or bottom line?
Okay,
Maybe you
that's
can
a good
share with
question.
me on that.
But I wouldn't answer it like Vernon because Vernon's very technical. He sounds like he knows. That's the IT people are always like that. I'll put it in a very simple way. I don't know whether people still remember the days when we couldn't get our email on demand on the phone, where we had to hook up, we had to wait and wait for email, where we had to plug in and all these things. There was a different world those days. It was about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I think. So today the world has changed. It's about speed.
Yes.
It is about having your data before you do anything. It's about being understand like we are a restaurant that does multi-generational sales. We serve the parents, the children, the grandparents, so it's a 3 generations to understand when the family comes out, who eats what is the driving factor. When we go out, do we go to a restaurant because grandfather likes, or the wife likes, or the children likes? So all these things
Faham.
will take a lot of time to compile data. But by a push of a button, I just do through the filters, things are there. And that's what makes it very, very it doesn't tell us what to do. It provides us with the raw data that is filtered, and then you see clarity. A lot of times in decision making, we always say we have info, we have data. But many times the data that comes is not filtered properly. And we make bad decisions, and then we keep making bad mistakes. So this way we are able to filter everything, understand in real time. Real time is amazing. I launch a new promotion, let's say a lunch special. I know exactly at 1 p.m. throughout the whole Malaysia what's happening.
Mm,
what SKU they're picking up, what is working, what's not working. It's amazing. It just suddenly made life so much easy. No more picking up the phone, calling a manager, hey, how's the sales? What's selling? Calling a chef. I knew the answers. I'm making decisions how to move forward, pivot, or how to change strategies. So this is amazing. It's just a new world. It's like getting your email straight to your phone for the first time in your life on demand. Bang!
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Felix. I think the way you describe it is like, if your company is like a patient, Cicada is like, giving you that pulse point of that patient
Yes,
right on your handphone so that you can make decisions on, what kind of products
yes.
to sell by when, which SKU will give you the best result at what particular date or time.
Because on normal business, retail business, usually we send the people out to gather the information, bring back the data, we crunch the figures. That's 2 days gone, 3 days gone. Then we sit down and say, okay, what shall we do now? But with Cicada system, what I'm doing now is that I have the data, I already know the figures. So I say 3 to 4 days. My next step is what decision do I do? What decision do I make? Do I pivot left, right, forward, backwards? So as the time wastage is gone, So it's interesting. It's like the first time you use it, you're quite amazed because I have a team here, and change is something that nobody likes. Some of my people were a little bit apprehensive about technology, but when they sat through the first show of it, they were like, "Wow!" They go, "My God, my job will become easier.
Ah,
I save time." Because we don't want the typical Asian culture where you work through long hours. You must have a balanced culture.
yeah.
And using good data, fast data, gives you time savings, and then your staff can have a more balanced working culture. So it's not just for the business, it's for the staff as well.
Wow. For their quality of life as well. Then
Yes,
they'll be
yes, yes.
happier staff at the end of the day,
A
right?
happier staff at the end of the day.
Yeah.